I've been having a video of what recently happened every Thursday, since that's when we meet up and play. And try to do a smaller video from what used to happen on Tuesday or Thursday, if a game. It's gonna be the schedule I'm gonna be trying to be working with. It's hot in here. But tonight, since I'm starting the story from the middle of the adventure, let me catch you up to speed. Alright, so we are on a train called the Oriental Express, which is going across Europe. Excuse me. Let me introduce you to the characters. We have a rich Russian or German artist from a wealthy family who bought the tickets to the Express, named Neva. Two military men, Johann Joestar, I know, right? And Ben Pistachio, that's me. I know, but Pistachio. I couldn't come up with a better last name at that time. And then there's Lily Mae. Everyone's from the United States, except for Neva. But Lily Mae is a dancer. She's trying to dance her way to success. Anyway, we ran into Ben's brother, Aaron Pistachio, and make a long story short, a statue was stolen, and we're trying to find the thieves of the statue, and we have reason to believe that they're on the Oriental Express. So that's where the story picks up. That's where we start. The four of us get cultists, who took it, and to stop them in whatever dastardly deed that they're trying to do. First thing that happens, we walk up. The Oriental Express has their staff in top hats, black and with orange stripes all across. And we hand them our tickets, and he introduces us to the basic layout of the train. The train works. He shows us to the lobby, or not the lobby, past the lobby. Like, we walk past the lobby, we walk past our quarters, into another lobby where there are drinks being served. There were people in there. There was a man in a business uniform, or yeah, he was business form. He was wearing business attire. He's wearing business attire. Like, what am I talking about? I decided to go up to the bar, order me some wine, and get a drink next to him. Neva walks up, sits at the bar, and orders some champagne. After she starts drinking, the man introduces himself, and starts hitting on her. No, because money makes you very attractive. That's literally how she has to set up. Neva talks back to the man, and they're chatting and hitting it off. He's asking, why are you guys on the, or he asks her, why are you on the Express? And knowing that we can't just be blabbing, oh, we're here to search for a stolen statue from a museum. She goes, sips drink. Then I go, oh, we're here to see Europe and the sights and to travel across. And he's like, oh, and what affairs do you have traveling across Europe? And I'm just like, drinks wine. I'm here to find a woman that my brother has had child through wedlock, and make sure she's okay. That's the story that I came up with on the fly. That story I'm sticking to, so that everyone knows it, so that there's no confliction. He asked her, like, what are you doing? And Neva goes, painting. Yes, my family is I'm taking the sights and picking the sculptures and the town. He goes, oh, painting. I happen to be into rich art and selling and buying. And she was like, oh, really? And he's like, yes. Maybe you can do a sketch for me and we'll price it. And she's like, oh, sure. My name's Neva. And he's like, oh, I've got what his name is. I'm bad with names, with the names of non-character players. But what's his code name? I think he was Top Hat Guy. Yeah, he, as one of the suspects, we called him as the Top Hat Guy. So he goes off and says, I'm tired and gotta go. Lily Mae, they're standing there doing nothing, and then we hear a slap and a racket going at the other end. There's this lovely lady in white, beating down a servant and stepping on his face with her heels. Everyone's like, whoa. I'm just like, whoa. Start drinking. And our storyteller starts saying, is everyone gonna do anything? And we're all like, no. And when the servant gets up and scurries away, I go, screw it. I chuck my wine, I get up and walk up to her, and I go, now what did this peasant do to offend a fine flower such as yourself? And she goes, oh, he was supposed to bring me water and he spilt it. And I'm like, can't pay for incompetence now. And she's all like, right? And she goes, yes, but and if they spilled one of my artworks, what would like they'd be held to pay? And I'm like, right you are. Like, man, like you're a woman of fine taste. I can see that. And she was like, oh, and what are you doing on the Express? And I tell her that I'm here, just same thing, to travel across Europe and settle some affairs. And she goes, oh, my family is off to, what was it? Sell some art. And I'm like, oh, another art seller. And she's all like, yes, are you interested in buying some art? And I'm like, oh, I'm a military man and my salary ain't that high, and I know how high art is. And I'm like, oh, I'm more of a spectator of art than a purchaser. And she's like, what a shame, cause you could have some art of me to like keep you company. And I was like, I'm about to reconsider on not buying the art. Everyone's laughing at me. And then they're like, oh, I get her name. Let's call her Miss V. We codename her as Dress. But Miss V like walks away. And I'm like, okay. So, we're alone. The like four of us. Well, there's the bartender, but he's not gonna do anything. And we're like, oh, Johan. When we first entered the train, he asked where the luggage was stored, and they're like, it's at the back of the train. And I say, oh, is it guarded or anything? And he's like, well, no, because most people here are trustworthy. You know, because it's a high profile train, and you know, like these people had their tickets booked months in advance. We just had our tickets booked for a week in advance. So, you know, there's that. We go, so we ask him that, and then we go off to the back, and I say, you know, I want to go to the servants' quarters and learn more about this Miss V. I want to find out more about her. And Johan's like, I want to go to like the luggage, and the ladies are like, oh, well, we want to go to the lobby, and I'm like, oh, okay. And our storyteller's like, okay, all that's going that way. So y'all go that way. There's a man sketching art by the window. Neva brings out her pen and notebook and starts sketching near him. Lily Mae goes up to the man and starts talking to him. She goes, oh, hey, how are you? And he's like, I'm fine. And so they start chatting up and everything. Lily Mae drops the whole, I mean, she doesn't drop anything, but she goes, so have you heard about the museum being stolen from? And he's like, yes, it did. Yes, it did. I saw the statue. It was a fine work. And I'm like, wait, like the museum was closed off. That, like, it was under renovations before the exhibit was open. How did he get to see it? And I'm like, red flags. But I said that out of character. Lily Mae talks to the man and it's like, oh, so you saw it? And he's like, yes. And she's like, what do you do? He's like, oh, I'm an artist. I find pieces and buy them. And I'm like, damn, like there are a lot of artists on this, rich artists. So they start talking. He gets up and leaves. Lily Mae talks to Neva and tells her the bid move to the service quarters. I see the man who got his face stomped on. There's a lady who's covering her face. Johan goes up to her and goes, is everything all right? I see at the end of the hall, Miss V just exited from the other end. And I'm like, I came to know more about her. I'm gonna go follow that. So I went and followed her. Johan talks to the woman, and she's like, oh, I just got slapped and hurt. And she's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, oh, I'm just here perusing the area, you know, getting a layout of the land. I need to find out what's in that chest. Anyway, sorry, I got sidetracked. I'll tell about the chest. Johan talks to the other man and starts asking questions about the woman that violently stomped his face in. Well, she didn't stomp, but she was stepping on his face in heels. He goes, oh, is she like cruel and mean? And he's like, not at all. Like we have a place to live, and she's very nice and kind to us, and she pays for our living, our food and everything. So it's like being an indentured servant, or no, being a slave. And before we got here, I talked to Neva because her family's rich, and I asked her about Miss V's family, and Neva had recalled that her family used to be a pack of. Her family has a long history of being slave traders. I'm like, oh, but now they deal in arts. But you know, so they're just some habits are hard to kick. I assume. Anyway, while Johan's talking in the servants' quarters, I'm going into the luggage room, and I walk around. And I see her in a chest, scrabbling about. And I go, so, what are you doing here? She gets shot, hits her head on the top of the chest. He goes, oh, I'm just checking out my things. Lost a chest behind her. I need to find out what's in that chest. It might be the statue, if she's the thief. Is she the thief though? I don't know. I hope not. And she's all like, yes, I'm just here, checking out my stuff to make sure everything's all right. Johan starts. I start talking to her, saying that I'm infatuated with her, and she's like, "Oh, are you now?" And I'm like, "Oh yes, I just want to learn more about you." And she's like, "Well," Johan enters in like the room, and he's like, "Ben." She grabs me, pushes me against the wall, and covers my mouth and goes, "Shh," and I'm just like, "What?" And he goes, Ben, and she goes, there's a thief after my stuff, and I need to find out who it is. And I go, oh, well, Johan has served with me in the military. He's trustworthy. And she's like, is he really? And I go, yes, of course he is. Then enters in another man who goes in saying like, oh, Johan, I mean, he doesn't know his name, but he's all like, oh, what you doing back here, sir? And he's like, oh, I came looking for my friend, but he seems to disappear on me. I'm like, oh, dang. And he goes, what are you doing here? And so like, oh, I'm here to find a book in my luggage. And Johan goes, you mind if I help you look? You mind if I help you look for it? And he's like, certainly not. Let's look for it. Johan searches for the book. He can't find it. I talked to Miss V saying, now I can't vouch for him because I don't know him. Johan walks past us. Then we hear a sharp thing as if a piano string was just straightened, being tuned. Johan goes, Ben, as the guy goes behind him, starts choking him out from behind, using a piano string. And I hear the Ben and hear the gagging. I turn Miss V, put her against the wall, see the man choking Johan out, and I roundhouse kick him in the back of the head. He falls to the ground. I pin his arms behind his back and lift him up. Johan gets a quick punch in. Actually, I think he missed that punch. Yeah, he missed the punch. Nah, he isn't. Yeah, he isn't. And I go, what are you doing? And he's all like, I'm killing like the thief. And I'm like, what? And then Mrs. V comes from behind me and says, he's a thief. Let's kill him. And she pulls out a knife, and my first reaction is hot. And she takes the compliment. I go, let's hold our horses and find out some information if he really is a thief. And he goes like, no, I'm not the thief. He's the thief. And he stole the statue, and that's why I'm trying to kill him. And I go, he's not a thief. We're looking for like the statue. And he's all like, what? And Mrs. V goes, kill him. And I'm like, okay, let's all calm down here, as I hold his arms behind his back. He says, I'm not the thief. I've been hired to find the thief. And I read his body language, and he's not telling any lies. I wrote high enough. Neva steps in and goes, Ben, Johan? And Mrs. V goes, close the door. And she goes, okay, and closes like the door and comes in. So we talk, and we talk it out. We're not gonna kill the man. He's not an investigator. He's a private eye. I mean, he's not a private eye. He's an assassin. He's just out to kill whoever stole the statue and get it back. What's that? Sorry, I got distracted by the little note by the notification. We talk. We tell him that hold off on the killing. Let's look at the suspects, and we'll gather on who stole the statue. And when we find whoever stole the statues, then you may kill them, and we get the statue back. And he's like, all right, it seems like a win-win. And so we leave. We break down all the information to Lily Mae. We turn in for the night. Lily Mae's door is open to her room, and Neva goes into her room and wakes her up and tells her everything that just went down about the assassination attempt, about who we met up with, or not who we met up with, or yeah, like she tells her that we met up with a person, and we're gonna be investigating with the help of this assassin in the Call of Cthulhu game. And with the help of the assassin, we'll find out who stole the statue. And she bids Lily Mae good night and heads off to her chambers. When she goes into her room, she finds a box, a present. She opens the present and there's a note, and it has a black handprint on it, and it says, "We know." So Neva takes out her gun from her luggage, looks in the closet, looks under the bed, and then she remembers that Lily Mae's door was open. So she goes to her room, goes back to her room, looks in her closet, finds the assassin in her closet, and goes like, "What are you doing here?" And he goes, "Oh, you didn't tell me who the last person was, so I just went with the last suspect." The reason he suspects the four of us is because we just bought our tickets in the same week that statue was stolen. So he tried to kill one of us because we're suspicious. We let talk him out of that plan. He leaves the room. He leaves the room. Bids fair good night. The thing is he is disguising himself as the passenger who was writing in his book that Lily Mae was talking to in the first place. But he has a mask. Then Lily Mae is scared. They check under her bed, so they turn in her room for the night, and that's pretty much where the game ends for that night. Like, we wake up like the next morning and we start talking about what just happened and everything. But there ends to the night session. We decide to go to bed as we turn in and wake up the next day. Eat bacon. I ate the best bacon of my life. I'm like, dang, it's gone. I wish I had more of the best bacon of my life. Yeah, but that ends the Call of Cthulhu game. Next week we're probably gonna do a Pathfinder game. I'm thinking about live streaming it early. I'll see what the group decides on. If not, then I'll just recount the tale after everyone leaves or after we end the session. But that was our Call of Cthulhu game. So, if you want to hear more stories and more character profiles, I'm coming up with the Yuki one for Pathfinder for the Tengu named Yuki. Planning to do her video on Tuesday of next week. So if you want to see that, just subscribe and wait for, or just come back Tuesday. Leave me a like if you enjoyed the story, and if you didn't, you know, just tell me what I could do better, and I'll try to improve on it to be a better storyteller. But you all have a beautiful night, and take care.